the Leadership Laboratory Toastmasters Club website. I'm going to visit the club, take some photos, share some photo-taking tips, and then edit those photos before we add them to the website. Before we visit the club, let's check out the site. The Leadership Laboratory Toastmasters site is mostly text. They have a top graphic, but it looks like we need to add some photos of members, make it seem more inviting. So let's visit the club. Now when looking at taking photos, imagine a rectangle where you can crop the photo to just the important parts of the photo where the people are. Everything else is really blank space we don't like. Now position yourself carefully because here there's a bunch of blank seats. That doesn't look good. This lady blocks that view of those seats, so that's a good photo there. But when we move just a little bit further, there's only 2 people in this big sea of blank seats. Not a good angle for a photo. So I think our best photos were at the other side of the room. Now looking at the side view, this looks like a great shot. We're going to grab both of those. I'm using Google Photos, and when I visited the club, I took a lot of photos. I scrolled through and found what I think is a pretty good photo. Sometimes when you take photos, the speaker's movements cause blurriness, and so I wanted to find a photo where everyone was real crisp. Let's crop this photo down, which means we're going to cut away all the parts of the photo that we don't want. I'm going to go up and click the edit icon. Let's try this auto button first. We're going to change the color and see if we can brighten it up a little bit. It's kind of a dark room. Hey, that looks pretty good. I think I'll stick with that default right there. Now I'm going to go over to the crop tool, and I'm going to just move these margins down to where I want to cut out blank spaces. Let's see, let's take it in from the side. And you know what? There's a bunch of blank seats right there. I don't like that, so I'm just going to crop to these people right here. That's looking a little bit more intimate. I like that. Looks like it's crowding the speaker just a tad, so I'm going to move up a little bit there. Yeah, that top border, giving that a little bit more space, looks pretty good. I think I might be able to bring up this bottom border. Let's see what that does. Hey, we didn't lose anything. It looks good. I'm going to save this photo. I'm going to save a copy of it. And now I'm going to download the photo. Okay, 1 photo down, 1 to go. The photo I just created appears at the bottom of my album. The other photo I want is the photo right before it. So let's click the edit button and see what we can do. Let's see what the auto button does. Not sure I like that. There, that's a little bit better. Make an adjustment. It looks like this picture is a little bit crooked. I think I didn't hold my camera quite even, so I'm going to change that. There, I think that looks good. And now we're going to crop the photo. Let's start with the top and come down. Oh, this is looking good. Come from the bottom, come up. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I do like the wide photos because I think they fit well on websites. So I'm going to save a copy of this. Click Done. Click the ellipsis. Save copy. Okay, and if I go back to my album, I see there's both the photos. Now I need to remember to download this one. So let me do that. Click the ellipsis. Download. Okay, now I have both photos downloaded. Let's go to the FreeToastHost website and add these photos. I'm going to start by clicking Launch Admin Console, and then go to Home Page. I want to make this a little bit larger, make it easier to work with. Some breathing room. That's wonderful. So scroll down a bit, and I'm going to resize this window here to make it just a little bit larger. Again, more real estate to work with what I have there. I'd like to add one photo just below the graphic, have some text, and then have the other photo below the text. So I'm going to put a return there, and I need to upload a photo. So I'll start by clicking Image, then going to upload. So I'm going to choose a file, go to my downloads, and select the first photo, and send it to the server. Alright, we're all done. So we'll go back to the image info, browse the server. I'm now browsing the server, FreeToastHost, selecting my photo. Alright, I think I'll add a border. That might look nice. Let's click OK and see what it looks like. In this preview window, it may not look correct because I've resized the editor, and that's okay. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to open the website in another tab, and I'll be able to check to see what it actually looks like. So let's click Save, and let's open the website in another tab. I like that. It looks good. I'm going to resize that photo to better fit that space. So back to the editor, double-click the photo, and I'm going to change the width to 660. Now because the padlock is closed, the height also adjusts. And that means the photo stays in proportion when I change the width, the height adjusts so it doesn't look skewed and funny. I'm going to press OK and save. Let's go to the other tab, press refresh, and let's see what that looks like. Oh, that looks wonderful. I love it. Okay, let's add the other photo. So back to the editor, click Photo, Upload, choose File. That's the one I already have. That's the one I want. Say Upload, send it to the server, and now it's uploading. Alright, so image info, I'm going to browse the server, and you know what? I got ahead of myself here. I'm going to back out, and I'm going to close this dialog, and I'm going to move my position of my cursor down at the bottom, because that's where I want the photo to be, and I don't want to have to reposition it afterward. So I have my cursor at the bottom. This is going to make positioning the photo a little bit easier. So I'm going to click the photo dialog, browse the server, select my photo. And remember, the width was 660, and that gave us a real good size. I put a border around it, kind of finishes the photo off nicely. And I'm going to save it. Preview what we have here and see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. Now the last thing I want to change is this text. This is a club that underwent a rebranding a few months ago, and some of this needs to be updated. I've rewritten some of the text, and what I'm going to do is highlight a bunch of it. I'm going to delete it and replace it with what I had copied from a clipboard. I think this is pretty good. Let's press save, go back to the other tab, preview it, and see what it looks like. Hey, I like that. It's looking good. So here we have a club website that's been updated with photos of a meeting. They've been cropped nice and wide, showing people close up, and we've updated the text for the home page. I think that they're off to a good start.